Great collaboration with the Northland Group as well. I think the sustainability speaker. It was great. Like it was to the point where I think I said to boot people out. Like we had to say like, yeah,
Is there a presentation one item?
No,
on 23rd.
the third Thursday,
Yeah,
but I think we counted wrong because Monday was the 1st of May.
okay.
Not Monday, Thursday was the first.
Well, I'm gonna be here tomorrow morning, Rich and I set up.
Okay.
It's extra.
Yeah,
Some picture.
especially.
I get going and do pledge and then go through the minutes of last time. Okay, that's fun. Okay, thank you folks. There's a call to order. We're gonna start out with pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you folks.
Right.
Brian, I can.
Said, I'm sorry,
Yeah, okay, yeah, you want to hear it?
I'm Trisha Greathouse, I'm the assistant town manager. I'm here in Brian's place. He cannot make it today.
She goes to all.
You're right.
Very good. You can put your name anytime.
And then this is Christine Billman. She is filling in for John.
Wait, by the way, we appreciate you guys. We were talking about and we know that John unfortunately has pink eye, and I know there's a family that shares, his family has it. So it's like we wish him and his family team recovery.
Thank you. Anybody else need an agenda?
Oh.
Oh.
But we already did the we did the pledge, then call to order.
Got this.
Now you're back.
For Christine's benefit, can you all just give your first name so we can put that in the minutes? Thank you.
Start Kevin.
Kevin, Rob,
This
is Amy Steele.
Amy,
And
Stan.
Dan,
Suzanne.
Suzanne,
and then
Dawn,
John,
Dawn.
Dawn,
and then Don Hart is okay.
Don Hart.
Don Hart.
Oh, you know what? I said, I asked them, I'm gonna, let's go to that.
All right, folks. I apologize for being
Winslows? I know where, Dan, I know you're coming all the way from.
Yeah.
You're here late last night.
Yeah.
And you wasn't actually late, you got there.
No, actually.
That is.
You can start a little early. That's all good. Okay, so all right, has everybody read the previous meeting minutes? Okay, and we can approve those minutes.
Vote to approve.
Second,
All in favor, say aye.
I,
Say against? Nobody abstained. Okay. All right, move on to oh, do we have, I'm sorry, public comment on the agenda items? Okay. All right, on to the reports from committees, marketing and communications.
We can give you a quick.
Yeah, go right ahead.
North, we did have the Allegheny broadcast journalism crew in.
Yeah.
Doing the filming. Suzanne did an awesome job. And they want to finish that off. Talk to David Morris, who is the teacher there, who's absolutely fantastic. And they are targeting in the next 2 weeks by the end of May to be able to get us the video. They would like to get drone footage, which we got approval thanks to John Bajarski, and I'm not sure who else John spoke to. I think he talked to Brian and many others, but we gave them approval to come in and do that to be able to give us the video. Once we have that, that's a really good intro video to all of HCC. So if we do get invited to speaking things like this Rotary, it would be a great introduction as to what this is. Because it probably should be 5 minutes or probably be something that would be very amenable or very applicable to such things. And we're very appreciative of them doing this. This is all, we're not getting charged a thing for this.
Hmm.
You know, and they had good equipment and everything and really good professionals. So I'm expecting this to be a very good product and they've been very good to work with. So I'd like to continue that relationship as well because they've just been fantastic.
And he was sort of like for his kids to be able to do it, but get the experience.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but thanks, Dan, as well for the fast approval on getting the drone flight here.
Yeah, I mean, this, yeah, I don't think there's any regulations against it. There's, yeah. There's, you can pretty much fly your drones. Okay, fundraising, the gala update, other revenue issues to discuss. I guess we need to, find some time to look at where we are with the gala at this point, with, oh, wait, where's? Oh, it's down there, I'm sorry. With the, resignation of, Wendy Moore. We'll have to kind of reconnoiter and find out, where we are with all of that. We definitely have to, vote on the, awardees. And to get that message out to them and just make sure we have all of our ducks in a row there. Which, I kind of have to wait until June to spend any time with that. We should probably have a meeting somewhere around the second week of June to discuss a little bit more of that.
Okay.
Do we have any suggestions?
We do, Joe Wall gave us a slate of nominees. I have offered up one as well.
And I was neglectful to not have mine done, but I have something.
Okay.
Any other come in from the?
I don't think so. I don't think much. I had to actually, I had to get in touch with Wendy and find out where she has those documents.
We have that email address that I think was being used, so I'll have John
Hmm,
and figure out how to share access to it.
okay.
Also on fundraising, maybe we should update last year's fundraising letter that we had to do, sending out to people and taking people. Yeah.
For the day.
Kevin, did you do that?
Abby did a lot of it. I think I have some of the files on it that I can figure out.
Okay,
Okay.
then I'd be just changing date.
Yeah,
Hmm,
And just two items related that we'll have to talk about when we get together in June is, first of all, it's supposed to be at Chadwick, and obviously Chadwick has changed ownership. But Wendy did forward on an email saying theoretically, because they're gonna change the whole Chadwick thing, it's been sold to a totally new
I
place.
know the bottom.
I think it's the car dealer, so.
Yeah, I think it was like a Jim Shorkey,
Yeah. So it's something for us to consider that we may be one of the last events there, like, from what I understand, this just was announced a week or two ago.
There was a caterer too.
Yeah, so it's something to think through, because I assume once the ownership change now is happening, that can get
We
interesting.
know when that.
had a date already scheduled.
Correct, yeah.
the article that was in the newspaper said that they were gonna honor through the end of the year.
Yeah.
But I think they might have been using common plea catering or something like that to
Yeah.
handle the food service.
Yeah, so that's happening. And then number two is I am in contact with potential entertainment. We were thinking about having the improv crew, so they give us that Steel City Improv, the owner of which lives in once. And so he did give us a proposal for what that would be, so we can review that when we get together. So I'm just telling him, hey, he's excited about it. He thinks it would be a great event. Because he could bring kids, and he said, yeah, we want to bring kids, we can definitely make it kid friendly, so. And I said, yes, because it's an awards ceremony,
Mhm.
people bring kids, and he's like, oh, we'll make the kids part of the act. What, I'm gonna talk that, so that sounds like that could be interesting. So that's the Steel City Improv.
As long as it doesn't turn into a Tom Brady.
There you
I'm assuming you watch it.
go. Yeah,
But no, I've heard the.
that's no, this is not good. So we'll have to talk about that in conjunction. And then Don and I, because I know trying to get the list of who are the donors last year, so we can go at it at the same time, we can go back and talk about how do we.
We should do that prior to the June.
Okay,
Late last month, didn't we send out something about some other, the children's.
Oh.
That had been approved,
Oh, yeah, the summer Wednesdays,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
if there's any information, I don't know, if,
To advertise?
yeah, for advertising on that. Do we
Okay.
have any details on that?
We haven't planned it yet.
yeah, we haven't really hammered out the details, so we just got it approved and.
Okay.
We meet again next Wednesday. Is that gonna be okay?
Yeah,
And maybe we'll push it to July or something rather than do it in June.
I think you're gonna have to at this point, 'cause we're already mid-May.
Yeah,
I mean, the other thing I'm working on is doing the flyer and the support stuff for the year, is still a June vet speaker series.
yeah,
Going to give it.
yeah, yeah, and we'll talk about that in just a moment here, so, yeah. All right, yeah, so, any other revenue issues? So that's it. We're gonna have- We will, work on that, so. Yeah, and, all this stuff, with the change, we're gonna have to just kind of, reconfigure things or figure some things out. All right, programming the speaker series, of course, as soon as I put up, the third Thursday sign, we realized that, our next speaker is on a fourth Thursday. Yeah, and, but we're all set up for this. I'm not sure where the registration is on that, because I don't have access to it right now. Yeah, the Holocaust speaker. I did have, and I have an issue with that I'll talk about later on. But yeah, once I get, once I figure out where that information is, we'll find out how many we have registered at this point. Does anybody have that information?
I don't.
I have to get into Civic Rec, which is the module in our website that we put on, which you sent an email about, that definitely for how friendly Civic Plus is, which is who does our website. Civic Rec is really good at showing calendars of when things are available, but not a lot of text, so it can get a little bit confusing, no doubt, as you mentioned.
Okay,
But that is where those registrations were being sent. So I'll get with John and figure that out.
okay.
We'll do it.
Go ahead. Oh, all right. Yeah, okay, so then we do have, I've received some concerns about our June speaker. And I just have to look into that a little bit more. I've gone to the website. And I just, I had to consider that a little bit more and talk to a few people, including Brian, and get some advice on what we're going to do there. This is a CMU professor who's doing an oral history on the queer experience in Pittsburgh. And
I don't.
Yeah.
Had it, like,
we've had a few people who have expressed some concern about it. And let me just, I need to take a look at it a little bit more closely. Like I said, I've been to the website, and I might have some concerns too, so we'll look at it and we'll see. And like I said, I'll take some advice from town council and see what we'll do with that. And we'll make whatever move we need to make. Yeah. And in the summer programming, yeah, we do want to continue that. I think that we have some good ideas for that. We'll see how that unfolds over the next few weeks or so.
and I did want to comment on the speaker yesterday.
Yes,
I thought that was a great example of collaboration with Northland,
yes,
with the community, with the township, with this facility. I mean, have
Yeah.
speakers to a person come back and say, this was the perfect size, the perfect venue.
Mm.
It was just like, it felt like being in somebody's living room there, having a
Mhm.
great discussion. And Dan, you bringing the monitor as well, and
Yeah.
the new configuration based on the group putting all the outlets in the ground.
Yeah,
It all kind of came together.
Yeah,
And so that was well done. That was very well done. I thought it was an example of the success of everybody working together and how this can all roll. In
Yeah.
fact, I think you guys had to kind of throw people out last night because they were talking too much.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah,
Which is a great sign. I mean, when people are staying around that long, that's great.
yeah, it was a very good event, and the talk was excellent, the participation, engagement was excellent. Yeah,
It's nicely done to everyone. That was a great collaboration with everyone.
yeah, very interesting topic. Okay, volunteers, I'm not sure what we need to discuss here, but I will ask Suzanne, she's I think the one closest in touch with or volunteer base, how are things, how's the morale?
How, I think that's okay. I
Yeah.
think we talked about it and we still don't know what we're doing. We are doing the gala for sure.
Uh,
I mean, those are kind of the
Yeah.
kind of things that we
we're committed.
need to,
Yeah. Yeah.
know whether we're gonna be really busy.
Mhm.
And they're very cooperative with, about changing the cases and they're going through those papers that you had up in boxes and they're separating them in North Allegheny and stuff like that. So they're
Okay.
working on that.
Oh, wonderful. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that won't be so hard to decide what you want.
okay, yeah, well, again, they do a fantastic job.
And then when we find out for sure that if we're doing the summer thing,
Yeah.
we'll start talking about that.
Yeah, yeah, great, good, okay, and if anybody has anybody who is interested in volunteering, we could definitely use some volunteers, have we been able to fill Saturdays?
No, Saturdays for the last two Saturdays.
Okay, all right, that's yeah, and maybe that's something we have to just consider closing on Saturdays, I don't know. But something we'll talk about. Okay. Old business, first of all, I'd like to thank Amy for delivering the oral history tapes. Oh my goodness, it's such a thrill to have them back there. I even bought a little digital converter. I know you already have it on Northland, but I'm very excited for that. And yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. Yeah, it was $30 for a little modern digitizer and everything. So no worries there. But yeah, I just really excited to have that. I think it's a great thing to have, and something that can bring people in.
Binders,
Mhm.
most of the tapes, some of which include transcript.
Mhm.
And some have additional photos and things that go along, so those, want to put a referral in however you make those available, but they still have that.
Do you?
Gotta take some.
Yeah, which an oral history.
No, the-
Cassettes.
Little audio cassettes, yeah, little audio cassettes.
Or
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
I can play.
Mostly.
yeah.
Yeah, if you need, I can even transfer them to talk about.
Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, I bought a little converter, so,
Okay.
but sure, I mean, if you want to do that too, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I wanted to ask though, do we have like release forms for it? So,
We have all of that.
okay,
That project is done before I even started working. I have all of it.
okay, but if we will use it, I mean, we kind of make sure that we legally have release.
Yeah, that should have all been with the release because we were allowed to put them online, so
Okay.
most of those is all we know.
Yeah. And Mike, okay, good. I'll talk to you a little bit more about that. Okay, great. But I do really appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. That's fantastic. It was great stuff to have. Really appreciate it. Okay, yeah, and the other thing, anybody else on old business? Or anything on that? Okay. I did want to discuss, I received a call last Thursday, I think it was. I was up here and there was a woman who was trying to register for the Never Again talk. And she she had called, left a message. I called her and she's still in the middle of trying to register. She's quite frustrated. She was trying to make a $10 donation, register for the talk. She said that she's not somebody who's unfamiliar with computers and signing up for things online. But she found found it so convoluted that, you know, she almost gave up. And she finally getting to the end of it as I was talking to her, she was able to get through it. So I went and tried to do it myself and found that it was, you know, a little convoluted. And it asks for a lot of information for somebody who just wants to sign up to come to a talk. And I do believe that might be part.
This morning.
Ah.
Tested.
I could imagine that part of the reason that we haven't had many people showing up is that they can't register. And that's a problem.
Is this the first one that we use that process for? Because
Yeah.
Civic Rec is a module that we use for the pickleball courts
Okay.
and soon to be our shelter rentals.
Okay.
And the good part about it is there's a calendar that people can see public before they decide.
Yeah,
So currently, if someone wanted to know if July 26th was open, they'd have to call.
yeah,
So it was,
Yeah.
we're trying to get to that point to make that calendar better.
yeah,
So I think we are trying to use it for this because it's a registration process, although it asks for you to create an account and all that.
yeah.
But I don't know, have we done, and I'll check with John and Angela O'Connor, who was our Parks and Rec coordinator.
When we did the, February, which was the women's history,
So, okay,
that was email only.
okay,
And this one is,
She put it in last month.
because email's simple. And we
Yeah.
can go back to that.
Yeah.
There's no reason for the amount of people that are RSVPing, we're probably fine just to go to email. system.
Yeah.
So I'll revisit that. Okay. Yeah.
for sure.
Helps number on there too. I noticed in her.
Yeah.
In your advertisement for, you also had come in to register at the library. And there are people, you know.
They want to call.
I
Makes sense.
don't know the telephone.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I just thought that, I didn't want to get that, I didn't want that standing in the way of folks coming to see them.
How long is John on?
Just this week at this point. Yeah.
All right, I can talk to him because he's using the information I'm giving him.
Yeah.
The blurb
Mhm.
for the event, and that includes it used to just have the email, but maybe now it's directing you into the system.
Yeah.
Maybe we could still have it an email and a phone number and just let that happen.
Yeah. We could allow that to be there and
Yeah.
exist, but we could also do another. Yeah.
I think setting up the account is kind of,
It's a lot.
yeah, it's a lot, just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, a lot of, and the folks are come to our thing, a lot of them are like, why am I gonna give you all that information?
Yeah,
Especially the town, you were talking about that last night.
Yeah.
okay,
Okay, good, okay, so great, new business is, of course, we have to, vote to accept, Wendy Moore's resignation, she resigned last week. She, you know, was unfortunate, I thought she was doing a very good job, she, claimed that she was, you know, promised, a salary, at some point, and that didn't seem to be forthcoming, so she couldn't spend time, and she was spending a lot of time, and it's something that folks need to understand that what she was doing, what an executive director does here is very time consuming. And so a person with a full-time job, is gonna find it hard to do that. But at this point, we'll just, vote to accept, Wendy Moore's, resignation. Do I have a second? Okay,
yes.
all right, and, all in favor? All against? No. I don't know if we had to actually do that, but, remember doing it when, Abby did, maybe that was just theater, I don't know, is that just Joe theater? Okay, we love you, Joe. Let's see, so now we have to kind of decide what we're gonna do in the interim here. My suggestion is that, we might name, Suzanne as the, interim executive director, or Suzanne. I guess she's not very thrilled with that, or maybe Suzanne and I can split those duties and, I'll just take care of things. Yeah, yeah.
So we can have an executive director for Wendy.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, Abby kind of, yeah,
She's on the board.
Yeah.
And she assumed a lot of roles and responsibilities.
Yeah.
So I think we as a group should Bob, rather than just assigning
Okay.
tasks, because, I mean, the role didn't exist before,
Uh-huh,
and we're saying the role is a lot for an unpaid position.
Yeah.
Maybe we should discuss what the role is
yeah,
and then talk to the town about our situation here.
yeah,
Could we get some of the other volunteers involved?
As far as to do
As far as letting them know that we need some help.
Hmm.
Should they do a little bit more, or should they maybe, do they know that? I mean, they know it inside now.
and what would that be though? That's I mean,
No,
I think
that's
that's
what needs to be, yeah.
It's almost like they have to define what are the roles, like what roles are needed right now. Things that evolved, obviously, previously, so things that evolved. So what are the new roles that are needed right now? What's the
what tasks need to be
what are the
completed,
tasks
what are the
within
roles?
those?
Let's look at it as, from a
Yeah, started that way.
position standpoint, and how we can either share responsibilities or certain responsibilities or roles
one
we
of,
don't do.
one of the things that you kind of have to do with from the very beginning is choose your speakers.
Mhm.
We're gonna
Yeah.
continue that. That's what Wendy did, like in 1 month.
Yeah.
She chose them. Now, that doesn't have to be done exactly like that,
Mhm.
but that starts the whole process.
Yeah,
So maybe at least for the sake of today's meeting, we agree that we, as the board. Because I think it's from a board standpoint, we have to kind of assess this and come up with some ideas that we can share with the campus and share with the volunteers. Because I feel like there's a lot left unsaid here, and it should be, we need to discuss things in terms of who's doing what, how we can move forward.
okay, I think it's a lot.
We're allowed to have offsite executive sessions, but
Yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah, again, I guess what we need to do is plan a meeting in sometime in June, so we can kind of discuss all this type of stuff.
is there, I mean. Is there, I mean, I'm thinking we could probably accomplish this all in an hour.
Yeah.
Is there, any time that we can, even in the evening or a Zoom call?
Yeah.
So that we can have time where we can all just get together and chat.
Yeah, I think we can do that.
Because I
Should we
wait until June.
Okay.
We had all the meetings at Sunday at like 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock.
I know you're very busy. I'm very busy.
Yeah.
Can squeeze an hour.
Well, I'm here 1 to 4 on Sundays.
Do you want to do it this Sunday?
We could do it this Sunday,
Okay.
yeah. I should be, I fly out to Dallas, unfortunately, tomorrow morning, so I think I'll be back, but.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Can we do Sunday at 1? Okay.
Yeah.
And if I can't, I'll let Suzanne know if I can't make it or something today.
Okay.
I think I'm,
Well, we can always say 2.
Yeah.
It's up to you. You get in where, okay, we'll accommodate you on it.
all right.
It's a great day coverage in case you say.
Sitting there. Sitting there.
All right.
The strategic planning stuff that you had did a couple of years ago, I mean, that was a methodical, what are we doing, what are we here
Yeah.
for, and then things kind of went. It's a little bit of a different direction.
Yeah, I mean-
I'm not trying to draw it out, I mean, you need to figure out, the next few months.
I think that's what we need to do, so.
What are you saying?
No,
It was a
2 years ago, we did a sort of strategic retreat over the summer. To gather a lot of information, and Dan was here for that.
Mhm.
Then yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we have that information. I guess it's more about like
Just the day-to-day.
roles and responsibilities.
Well, what afterwards, I think that can be named data, the executive director. I think that came after that.
Yeah, I think she assumed responsibilities.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think titles were ever,
Stepped up and.
yeah.
I might,
Step
yeah, I
down.
can't remember if she ever actually officially had a title like that, but.
Yeah, we did, but we voted on that one.
Is that right? Okay.
Like, it's like, we get together this Sunday,
Yeah.
informally talk, that sounds great.
So do you want to say 2 o'clock instead, just to give you?
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let me just make sure, is there anything else that anybody feels like we need to discuss here today? That I might have missed.
No, from my standpoint, soon as you make a decision on
June.
June, and we don't need to get into details, but let me know because I want to put some stuff in that.
We have in July coming
Do
up,
we have a speaker for July?
that's Native American, and the person who's doing it is, Miguel. Sague.
Yeah, the information is all on the thing, and I'll dig that up if you're evaluating anything else, and that one. I will reach out to him
Yeah,
because I have to get some content for the,
yeah, that one we're fine. It's just this next one, I just,
okay.
some issues I think that we might need to look at.
The only thing I want to mention is I did meet with the CIO Chief Information Officer of McCandless, who is Joe Barrow. I'm probably pronouncing his name incorrectly.
Our IT
IT
director right now, well,
my terminology.
McCandless hired his firm to handle our IT needs at the town, so.
Yeah, he was great. Just so you know, I find this, I mean, he couldn't have been better. So I look forward to partnering with him. Extremely knowledgeable, depth of knowledge.
I'd like to say, I think the phones have been working up here much better since.
Yes.
That was the first week it was here. It's like, we're going up there and fixing the phone. So.
Yeah, so just you know, very good person to work. Again, so he's different than John. Also, John's more on the communications side of things. Obviously knows a lot of things. Obviously very good at it.
Who feeds John information then? Is that you?
Yes.
Okay,
On benefits, on speaker series.
to put it out into the,
Well, I give certain things to John. John does certain things on his own. I just give him some graphics and some information about the speaker series once we determine the content.
And that is one thing we will with Wendy moving on. Who's gonna be the Facebook administrator? Because even last night, I wanted to post some things on Facebook, but none of us are the admins for that page, so that figures out. Well, we can figure that out.
And again, short term, send them to John and I, and we can do that too,
Okay.
until we figure that out.
and then he would put it on Facebook?
Yes.
That way?
Question, you said the phones are working now. Is there any way so do we have a phone number specifically for the center?
Listed.
Yes.
I think so.
Can we put on that if you are calling to RSVP to an event?
6 extension 300.
Leave your name in the event and that way
There's a
you
direct
can
number.
collect RSVPs.
Yeah, I'd rather, I mean, we need to do both.
Okay,
I don't see any reason we can't, especially since it's working better.
okay.
And we'll make sure the voicemail set up too.
Sure.
Password.
Well, I don't.
The password's back up.
But to answer the phone, you need a password.
Yeah,
5017.
yeah,
And I never knew that.
yeah.
So, but I don't, you want me to check and see? what phone number?
Yeah, I need to get the phone.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Cool.
Oh, yeah?
Jeez.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we needed a hiatus.
That's true.
All right. Any public comments? Yes.
Don't know if you all are aware, I got a message from Rusty Newell, the manager out at Bradford Woods. They're preparing to celebrate their 110th anniversary of their Founder's Day. And they're planning an afternoon of activities, food and fun to mark the occasion. So they're looking for community partners to see if they wanted to participate in some way with either a physical. Last time when they had the 100th, I took and did like a local history table from the library. And I think we're going to participate in a number of ways again. But I thought you all might want to offer something as well.
If they have,
What
if
Bradford
they
would.
have any, historic items, we, when we made here, we put them on, like,
They do. Their municipal building, I mean, a few of them, they don't have a lot. But they do have a group that works a lot with their local history, but they're having a planning meeting on May 22nd. That's a week from today at 10 a.m. Their municipal building. If you're interested, I'm happy to forward this email
Okay.
Whoever you tell me to, and I can.
Yeah.
Be Rusty,
Sure.
so she knows.
Sure,
Date for that.
Well, it's in. It is May 3rd, 2025.
oh, okay,
So that gives
oh,
us
okay,
time.
well, lots of luck.
But I know
Yeah,
we did stuff with Franklin Park.
oh, yeah, love to do that,
That-
yeah. And when they're doing it, we can, set up a display and, send people that way too, so we can tell them that this is going on.
Yeah.
Have a little, display for Bradford Woods and show people that they can go out to enjoy that, celebration.
We should go for.
COYNE,
To you.
yeah, COYNE.HCC at Gmail. Point dollars. Yes. At G. All right. All right, somebody want to make the motion? Motion. All in favor?
Right.
All right, I don't want to hear any nays. Okay, okay, thank you, folks.
I'm sorry.
You okay with that, please?
Christine, I can't do that upside down.